Have you ever left a conversation feeling frustrated, misunderstood, or like your words never quite hit home? Maybe you walked away from a family dinner still replaying the argument in your mind, wishing you had handled things differently. Or perhaps at work, a simple disagreement spiraled into a full-blown clash, leaving relationships a little more strained. We live in a world overflowing with communication, yet truly connecting, understanding and being understood feels harder than ever. Now imagine if you could flip the script on conflict. Imagine having the tools to turn arguments into opportunities for connection, to navigate tough talks with confidence, empathy, and skill. What if winning a conversation didn't mean out-talking or outsmarting the other person, but rather walking away with both sides feeling heard, valued, and respected? That's exactly what Jefferson Fisher sets out to help you achieve in his transformative book, The Next Conversation, Argue Less, Talk More. From the very first pages, Fisher invites readers into a fresh approach to one of life's most universal challenges, difficult conversations. Drawing on his years of experience as a trial attorney and communication coach, he unpacks exactly why so many of our discussions fall apart, and, importantly, what we can do to fix them. This isn't just about mastering clever comebacks or memorizing scripts. It's about shifting your mindset, building emotional intelligence, and developing habits that foster real dialogue rather than debate. So, what will you discover inside the next conversation? Let's dive in. First, Fisher reveals the hidden patterns that turn conversations into battlegrounds. He explains why our instincts, to defend, to attack, to retreat, often backfire, escalating tension instead of resolving it. But rather than blaming or shaming, he brings a sense of compassion to our struggles, showing that everyone, even the best communicators, gets caught in these traps from time to time. Then, the book introduces a powerful framework for turning things around, the art of the next conversation. This isn't just about what you say in the heat of the moment, but about setting yourself up for better interactions in the future. It's about learning, adjusting, and continuously improving, one conversation at a time. You'll learn how to recognize when a discussion is veering off course and simple strategies for getting it back on track. Fisher shares practical tools for managing emotions, both yours and others, so that frustration doesn't cloud your judgment or derail the conversation. He breaks down the subtle signals people send when they're hurt or defensive, teaching you how to respond with empathy, curiosity, and patience. But the heart of Fisher's approach is his focus on listening, truly listening, not just waiting for your turn to speak. He offers step-by-step techniques for creating a safe space for dialogue, asking questions that open up rather than shut down, and validating the other person's experience even when you disagree. Through real-world scenarios and relatable examples, he demonstrates how these skills can transform the way you relate to partners, parents, friends, co-workers, and even strangers. One of the most inspiring aspects of the book is how Fisher reframes conflict. Instead of seeing disagreements as threats, he invites you to see them as gateways to understanding. He teaches you how to slow down, get curious about the other person's perspective, and find the common ground that so often gets buried beneath defensiveness and emotion. Little by little, this approach helps you build stronger relationships, not by avoiding conflict, but by navigating it with greater grace and integrity. The strategies you'll find in the next conversation are both timeless and practical. You'll discover how to disarm heated exchanges with a few simple words, turning defensiveness into openness. Ask the kinds of questions that encourage honesty instead of evasion. Communicate your needs assertively without falling into blame or criticism. Recognize the signs that you or the other person need a break, and how to suggest one without causing offense. Repair a conversation that's gone off the rails, restoring trust and connection. Break the cycle of rehashing old arguments so you can finally move forward. Throughout, Fisher grounds his advice in the realities of everyday life. He knows that family disagreements, workplace conflicts, and even interactions with strangers can stir up powerful emotions. But instead of offering quick fixes or empty platitudes, he equips you with the mindset and skills to handle each moment with authenticity and care. One of the book's recurring themes is the importance of preparation. Fisher encourages you to approach important conversations thoughtfully, anticipating challenges, clarifying your intentions, and choosing the best time and place. He shares tips for managing your own stress and anxiety beforehand, so you can show up as your best self. He also tackles some of the most persistent myths about communication. For example, he debunks the idea that having the last word means you've won, showing instead how real resolution comes from understanding and agreement, even if only partial. He also addresses the fear that being vulnerable in a conversation makes you weak. On the contrary, Fisher argues that vulnerability can actually be your greatest strength, opening the door to real connection. If you've ever struggled with boundary setting, you'll find invaluable guidance here. Fisher walks you through how to express limits firmly and respectfully, without guilt or resentment. He also helps you recognize when another person's boundaries should be honored, fostering mutual respect. Perhaps most importantly, Fisher gives you permission to get it wrong sometimes. He reminds us that no one is a perfect communicator, and that growth happens through trial and error. He encourages you to reflect after each conversation, celebrate your successes, and learn from your mistakes. Over time, these small shifts can yield astonishing changes in your relationships and your sense of self. What makes the next conversation truly stand out, though, is its focus on long-term growth. It's not about winning arguments or avoiding disagreement, but about building a lifetime of better conversations. Whether you're dealing with one-off conflicts or patterns that have persisted for years, the book offers hope that change is possible. It's a guidebook for anyone who wants to break free from cycles of frustration and misunderstanding, replacing them with curiosity, compassion, and connection. If you are a leader or manager, you'll find that Fisher's approach applies just as much in professional settings as in personal relationships. The communication strategies outlined in the book can help you build trust with employees, navigate difficult feedback conversations, and cultivate a culture of honesty and openness. All essential ingredients for team success. And for families, these principles can be nothing short of transformative. Imagine fewer arguments at the dinner table, more meaningful conversations with your kids or partner, and a home environment where everyone feels safe to be themselves. The next conversation mindset can turn daily interactions into opportunities for deeper love, learning, and understanding. Throughout the book, Fisher weaves in stories from his own life and career, moments of miscommunication, hard-won insights, and breakthroughs that shaped his understanding of human connection. These anecdotes make the advice feel personal and relatable, reminding us that even experts are always learning. By the final chapters, the next conversation leaves you empowered, not with a rigid formula or checklist, but with a flexible toolkit you can adapt to any situation. Whether you're looking to repair a damaged relationship, navigate workplace dynamics, or simply feel more confident in your daily interactions, this book has something for you. So do I think this book is great? Absolutely. The next conversation, Argue Less, Talk More, is a blueprint for anyone who wants to turn everyday disagreements into opportunities for growth, understanding, and connection. It's a resource you'll want to return to again and again as you build a life where conversations aren't just tolerated, but truly transformative. If you're ready to argue less and connect more, order your copy today by clicking the link below the description. Not only will you gain practical tools for every kind of conversation, but you'll also unlock special offers available for a limited time. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this introduction and want to discover more life-changing books, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps us bring you insightful content on the best new releases in communication, personal growth, and more. Remember, every conversation is a chance to learn, to connect, and to grow. Make your next conversation count. See you next time.